All right, welcome back to HubSpot tutorials with Pearagon. We're going to talk about sequences still. This is video 2. And what we're going to go into is just some more in-depth items about sequences and how they work. So I'm actually going to go back up to my automation and go to sequences here in HubSpot on my little test portal. And I'm going to show you guys a little tip and trick on how to use some sequences for specialty items. So the first thing is, let's talk about calling. So I have a lot of people that want to do like a calling cadence. Like, look, I don't want to send email. I just want to kind of power dial. And since HubSpot has a dialer built into it and you just need a team to call through things, then using the calling cadence is a really powerful way to keep teams in and moving forward with some tasks with a calling cadence. I think we talked about this in another video, but I want to show you the power of actually creating it here. So I'm going to edit this because I just want to show you what it looks like. It's really easy. I'm just going to create a calling cadence of just call tasks. So you'll see I have a call here, then another call task 2 days later, 2 days later, 2 days, 3 days later, 3, 4, 5, on. You can go as far as you want. And then I have my last one is a to-do that says send back to marketing. Like I've called them for, what is this, 115 days. That's a lot of days. It's over 3 months that I've called on them and they haven't responded. So we're going to move forward. Now the way that they respond is I would unenroll them by completing a task to call them, not by completing tasks, by actually unenrolling them. So what's nice about this, the way that you want to set this up is you always want to create a task that is a call task. And I'll show you why you want to do that here in a second. And then when you add it, make sure you do not check the box that says continue without completing task. What this will do is it will force your team to actually call on the task, and then it will automatically, they complete it. They just say, look, I made the phone call, it's done. It'll automatically create the next task for them to follow up 2 days later. Okay? And it will continue to do this until they unenroll. So we're not going to do anything else with this, but there's really not much you want to do with the enrollment because you're not doing emails. So we're going to back out of this and we're going to show you what it looks like when you're trying to use it in tasks. So now I'm going to come over as a salesperson. I'm going to work on my task. And now that these tasks are automatically being created for me because I've enrolled people into this sequence, mind you, this only works because you can enroll people into one sequence at a time. You cannot do an email sequence and a call sequence. So make sure that you remember that once you start this, you'd have to unenroll them and enroll them into an email sequence. But you have this neat feature in the new beta. I'm looking at the new beta for task. But if I just do all of my calls, so the type is a call. Move my screen out of the way here so I can click on calls. All right, move myself over the corner. So now that I'm doing calls, I'm going to apply this and I'm going to have all my calls that are showing up. And when I hit start task here, and this may not be connected, but it should bring up my dialer. And if I am connected with my dialer, I can just hit call and then I can hit complete and move on to the next one. And then I'm going to call. And then I'm going to work on it, put my notes in, complete, skip to the next one. It's just going to keep taking me through all of these. You'll notice it'll tell me if it's a sequence, if it's in that calling cadence. And then if they do answer, I can unenroll Ann here from it because she answered. And then if I want, I can enroll her now into a new sequence. Okay? All right, so let's take a look here. So that's kind of the main meat and potatoes of it. It has all of my calls in here, and I can roll through 45 dials now very easily by using the task items here. I can reschedule them too. But in this case, what's really cool is now that I've marked something as completed, and I move to the next one. In the calling cadence here, if I mark this as complete, it's going to go ahead and move forward in 2 days and create that next task for me to try calling Russell Carter again at iTask. Okay, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to create another task. I just call, complete it, mark what happened in the call, and then move to the next item. That is one of the greatest features about using sequences is to do a call cadence. Next, we'll talk about actually creating emails and some other cool little tips and tricks. Thanks for joining with us. We'll talk some more about sequences in HubSpot.